Hi, my name is Saifuddin Abu Bakar, and today I will be presenting on the conflicts and limits of local governments in Malaysia vis-a-vis the higher tiers of government in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the three federal territories, which are Kuala Lumpur, Labuan, and Putrajaya, have two-tier government structure, such as the federal government and local councils, whereas the remaining 13 states have three-tier structure, which comprises the federal government, state government, and local government, such as the municipals and district officers. The lower-tier government comprises municipals and district officers, whereas the higher-tier government, for example, are the federal or the state government. The conflicts and limits of lower-tier local government are as follows. Lower-tier governments, such as municipals, district officers, have limited financial resources. Local governments are able to collect revenue in the form of taxes, such as assessment rates, revenue from public facilities, such as parking fees, issuances of business licenses, rendering public services, parking summonses, etc. However, these sources of revenue may not be sufficient to fund new infrastructure projects, upgrade existing infrastructure, and other services for the local areas. Conflict of area of jurisdiction, authority between authorities. For example, there could be disputes between two local governments where their districts are close to each other and under the same state. Like for example, Majlis Perbandaran Ampang Jaya, MPAJ, and Majlis Perbandaran Kajang, MPKJ, which are under the Selangor state government. Local government disputes can result in underserved communities in disputed areas, such as solid waste collection services, delay in issuances of business licenses, or delay in administrative services, such as at land office. Conflicts between politicians and professional officers due to different political parties, alignment, and objectives. For example, the mayor of a city may not share the same views with a member of parliament, which is a politician representing his or her constituency. Communities often have negative perception of the local government when they are substandard services and infrastructure issues, such as clogged drainage systems, bad road conditions, limited parking spaces, slow sanitary solid waste collection, etc. Another critical issue local governments face is the land development in the local area, as the perception is that the local government has allowed excessive land developments, making way for housing development areas. There needs to be more transparency on the approval process of such a development to the public. Finally, there is also a conflict when mayors and city councillors at lower tier governments are appointed as compared if they are elected. Office bearers who are elected are accountable to the voters, whereas those appointed by the federal or state government are accountable to his or her political party first. The conflicts and limits of higher tier government, such as the federal and state government, are as follows. Conflicting views between politicians and executive positions of local governments, such as mayors and young dipertua, and district officers of local governments. This may result in ineffective communication when trying to implement policies set by higher tier government. Office bearers at higher tier governments are appointed and therefore may have limited engagement with the local communities. And finally, office bearers at higher tier governments are answerable to political parties and their agendas first, then only to the local communities. This may result in unfair or unfavorable policies and decision-making, especially to matters raised by the opposition parties.